Nedry. The sign hung there, rusted, trembling under the rain. Electrified fence, 10,000 volts, do not touch. But Nedry, bare-handed, unbothered, he placed his naked palm on the latch and with a cold final click, swung the gate wide open, like someone breaking a pact without ever looking back. He returned to the Jeep, drove it through the open gate. The wet metal groaned under the tires, and then stepped out to walk back. Each footstep echoed alone, a strange sound amid the roaring storm. He closed the gate behind him, and now he was inside the park. No more than 1.5 kilometers from the east dock. So close, and yet so utterly alone. He pressed the accelerator. The steering wheel shook under his sweating hands. His back curved like a shadow over the dashboard. He squinted through the windshield, battered mercilessly by the rain. The road ahead was narrow, slick, like a trap he himself had designed. He was driving fast, too fast. But he had no choice. Time was his enemy now. All around him, only jungle, a living darkness watching him in silence from every soaked branch, from every tree trunk. But soon, he told himself, he'd see, on the left, the beach, the ocean, a way out. This storm, he thought, could ruin everything. And then, a bend, a blind curve, and suddenly, a concrete barrier, cold, gray, towering, just 6 feet from disaster. Nedry slammed the brakes. The Jeep screamed. It skidded, spun like a slick toy on glass. For one horrible second, he was sure it was over.
Nedry stood frozen. The wipers kept ticking back and forth like a mad metronome. He inhaled, exhaled. That was it. He looked behind him. He had failed, taken the wrong path. He had to move, figure out where the hell he was, fast. He opened the door. The outside world hit him like a slap. The rain struck with fury. Every drop a cruel finger, a whip. It was raining so hard it hurt. And in that moment, the jungle itself seemed to hold its breath.
He walked around the concrete barrier. On the other side, alongside the sound of rain, he heard water, gurgling. It could be the ocean, a direction, a sign. Nedry ran toward it. His eyes were adjusting to the dark. The jungle was thick all around him. Rain slapped the leaves like angry fingers. The gurgling grew louder, pulling him forward like a whisper from something unseen. And suddenly, the foliage
You shouldn't have
opened
come
up.
here.
His feet sank into soft, muddy ground, and he saw the black current of the river. The river. He was standing by the jungle river. He thought, where along the river? It stretched for miles across the island. He looked at his watch again. 7 minutes. "You've got a problem, Dennis," he said aloud. As if answering his words, a soft, ululating sound rose from the woods. Nedry barely noticed. His mind was still tangled in the plan, his failure. Nedry turned back, headed toward the glow of the Jeep's headlights. He was soaked to the bone. The ululating call echoed again. This time, he stopped walking. That didn't sound like a bird. Not anymore. It felt closer, too close, coming from the jungle to his right. While he listened, he heard the snap of a branch breaking below the park. Then, silence. He waited, and heard it again. It was clearly something large moving slowly through the jungle, toward him. "Get out of here!" Nedry whispered. He started running. Branches whipped his face, leaves lashed his legs. Each step was noise, too much noise. But even through it, he could still hear the creature moving through the foliage, closer. It was gaining on him. He tripped, fell, got up again. The Jeep came into view. Its headlights glowed like a beacon through the mist. In a few more seconds, he'd be inside, safe, gone. He rounded the barrier, crawling, and then he froze. The animal was there, but not near. It stood about 40 feet away, just outside the circle of the headlights. Nedry didn't know much about dinosaurs, but this one looked strange. Its body was low, about 10 feet tall, covered in yellow skin spotted with black. Along the top of its head ran two bright red crests, shaped like a sharp V. The dinosaur didn't move, but it ululated again. Nedry waited. It didn't attack. Maybe the headlights kept it back, like fire keeps wolves from the firelight. The creature locked eyes with him and started to move forward. It pulled its head back, fast. And then Nedry felt something hit him, wet, muffled, slapping against his shirt. He looked down. A thick patch of foam spread across his soaked shirt. He touched it. It was sticky, slimy, and warm. Spit. The dinosaur had spit on him. Disgust bloomed. He wiped it off, looked back at the creature, and saw its head jerk again. A second hit, this time on the side of his neck. He reached up again, wiping it off. Jesus, that's disgusting! But now he felt something else. A tingling, a sting, then burning. It felt like acid eating into his skin, into his face, into his hands. He opened the Jeep's door, groping blindly. He glanced up one last time just to check the dinosaur wasn't charging, and the pain slammed into his eyes. A sharp, blinding agony, as if nails were driven deep into his skull. He squeezed his eyes shut, gasped, clutched at his face. Thick foam slid past his nose. He knew. He understood. The dinosaur had spit into his eyes. The pain drowned him. He collapsed to his knees, disoriented, struggling to breathe. His body dropped. His cheek met the wet ground. He whimpered, then screamed. And deep beneath him, the earth began to tremble. The creature was moving. Nedry struggled to stand, and staggering, he moved toward the car, leaning hard against the metal panel, while a wave of nausea and vertigo wrapped around him like a fog. Disoriented, gasping, the dinosaur was close now. He could feel it. He was darkly aware of its wet, heavy breathing, but he couldn't see. He couldn't see anything. And his terror was at its peak. No thoughts, only instinct. He reached out, swinging his arms in every direction, blindly, wildly, trying to ward off the attack he knew was coming. Then came a new pain, burning, like someone had stabbed him with a knife made of fire, right in the gut. Choked, in shock, Nedry staggered, his hands frantically searching his lower body, fumbling for the ripped fabric of his shirt. And then he touched something thick, something slippery and disturbingly warm. In a jolt of pure horror, he realized he was holding his own intestines. He collapsed, fell hard, and landed on something rough, cold. Scales. He had landed on the dinosaur's foot. The creature was moving. Then he felt another pain, even sharper, on both sides of his head. It clamped down, crushing, lifting him, raising him to his feet like a doll. And in that moment, he knew. The dinosaur had taken his head between its jaws. No more panic, no more resistance. Just the final, hollow realization. And with it, a single, flickering wish that it would end quickly.